When I turned 60, I realized that no matter how long I lived, I wanted to stay active, independent, and enjoy my life. I wanted to have the energy to do the things I love and feel like myself for as long as possible. Well, looking back now at the age of 70, I realized that it wasn't one big change that made the difference. It was a handful of simple habits that gradually transform how I feel. I have more energy. I recover better. I sleep more deeply. And I feel stronger and more capable than I ever have before. In this video, I'm sharing the 7 changes that I made in my 60s that helped me to feel more vibrant, healthier, and stronger in my 70s. And if you're hoping to age well and enjoy the years ahead, then I think you might find at least one of these changes worth trying. So let's jump into it. Number 1, and this first one was huge for me, and that was prioritizing protein in my diet. In 2022, I started intermittent fasting. Some of you who've been around the channel, there's something flying in here, sorry. So those of you that have been around the channel for a few years probably remember when I started. And through the course of that first year, I lost about 25 pounds. But it has become less of a dietary change and more of a lifestyle change. I went from eating low fat and high carb to the opposite. Now I'm eating a lot more protein and healthy fats. And I started to feel differently almost immediately when I made that change. It was like I felt like a new person. I felt satisfied after my meals. I didn't feel like I needed to eat snacks in between meals. And I had more sustained energy throughout the day. My daily diet now includes about 75 grams of protein, which is appropriate for my age and activity level. Although, since I've been prioritizing strength training, I find that often I need a little bit more than those 75 grams, which I divide between 3 meals, so 25, 25, and 25 or more. And I feel that I require more in order to build muscle. If I start feeling hungry in between meals, I know that it's probably because I'm in a protein deficit and I need to add in more high-quality protein sources. Eggs, meat, and dairy are the easiest ones for me to digest and are the most satiating. Now I have developed the habit of carrying one of these in my purse. These are the beef sticks from Paleo Valley. These are 100% grass-fed beef. They are fermented, so they're easy for you to digest. They're delicious. And if I'm hungry in between meals, I will pick up one of these. This one, I've got a couple different, they have like 6 or 8 different flavors. I've got the original and this one, summer sausage. If you're not a fan of grass-fed beef, they also have chicken, they have venison, I'm sure I'm forgetting turkey as well. So these are, I order these directly from the website, and if I get hungry in between a meal, I'll grab one of these. Or even if I just want to add a little extra protein to a meal that I'm eating, I'll go with this. And I also keep one in my purse so that if I'm out somewhere and I start to get hungry, then I know that I can grab this and have one in the car. So I'm a big fan of meat sticks, and this particular brand is my favorite simply because, again, these are fermented and there's no corn in them anywhere. Number 2, the second thing that I've learned is that there's more to your exercise life than cardio. Now, I've been in physical therapy for, oh goodness, a year and a half, maybe even a little longer. During that time, I have been learning how to build muscle in my lower body to prevent falls and to fight my body's tendency towards muscle loss and atrophy. I don't go to the gym, but I have a few hand weights, resistance bands, and a Pilates ball, and that's kind of my home gym, and that's pretty much all I need to give myself a total body strength workout. I showed you a bit of my strength workout in a recent video, so I will link it in case you missed it and you want to check that out. It's very easy and safe, and again, it's easy to do at home. You don't need a gym. And that's the thing. Don't feel like, well, I have to go to a gym if I'm going to be lifting weights. No, you can do strength at home very easily, even using your own body as your weight, as your total weight. So don't overlook that. It is so important as we age to prevent muscle loss more than you realize. Which brings me to number 3, and that's, well, the difference that finding that one physical activity that speaks to you can make in your life. Now, I have always been physically active. I've been a walker, long walks, hikes. I have done Zumba, Pilates, and yoga even. Although now I still walk, but because of the arthritis in both of my hips, I can't do my usual 30-minute walk along our nature trail every day. And I really miss that early morning ritual of getting my walk in. However, I'm happy that I can at least do it now, maybe a 10 to 15-minute walk twice a day. So what's made the difference? The difference has been that I found something called Tai Chi. And that's become my anchor. And I'm not talking about these ridiculous ads that everyone's seeing that says, ooh, do the Tai Chi walking drill for 7 minutes a day and you'll lose 50 pounds and get sculpted abs. No. If you're not familiar, Tai Chi is a mind-body exercise, often described as meditation in motion. It's a practice of slow, graceful movements combined with deep breathing and mental focus. I've been studying for a year, and over that time I have seen a dramatic difference in my balance and strength, which has boosted my confidence and given me a greater sense of mental well-being. Yes, it improves your mood. The mindset, which I'm only beginning to understand, involves rooting all of your energy from your center of gravity, or chi, which is about 2 fingers distance below your belly button. The walking and strength training work together with my Tai Chi practice, and I now have the energy to accomplish more during the day. So I'm exhausted at the end of the day and sleep longer and deeper every night, or most nights. Water break. Now, although I do not talk about getting enough water, staying hydrated in the video, I did want to give you a quick shout out to this water bottle, which it is a glass water bottle. This is silicone, and it comes in a variety of colors, although I love this mint green. You can see there in the front how much you have drunk and how much you still need to drink. And your lips nor the water never touch plastic. This is glass right here, and it's sealed by the silicone seal that seals it so that it won't spill. And then when you're ready to drink, you press and it pops open, and you can drink right here from the lip. There's a lock on it here so that it won't accidentally pop open in your car. You can set the lock. And it's like the best water bottle I've ever had. So that's why I wanted to mention it. Stay hydrated, everybody. Summer's here. It's hot. Drink your water. That brings me to change number 4, which is learning to manage stress and improve your sleep. I've done several videos on this topic because stress management has always been a struggle for me. I've shared tips like grounding or earthing, putting your bare feet on the earth, because this lowers the signs of inflammation, i.e. pain, almost immediately. I've shared deep breathing exercises and vagus nerve stimulation. These 3 can lower your stress markers, and deep breathing can drop your blood pressure in minutes. But I would say that it's the practice of Tai Chi that has given me the total benefits of lifting my mood. I'm happier, hopeful, and although times can be tough, I don't feel that burden on my soul anymore. You see, at the beginning of 2024, I was in therapy for depression. But now, my spirit feels lighter. I feel closer to my Savior, and I don't worry about much because I know that He's got me, that I'm going to be okay no matter what comes my way. And as I mentioned, this chronic insomniac is now enjoying the best sleep of her life. Here you go. Have this smart ring, which was on the charger, that's why I wasn't wearing it, that tracks my sleep. And as we get older, let me go back. I did a video on sleep, and the one thing that we need to know is that sleeping involves several levels, several stages. There's REM sleep, there's light sleep, but there's something called deep sleep. And as we get older, we tend to spend less time in this deep sleep. And so this ring tracks my sleep cycle, and I exceed the optimum amount of time in deep sleep almost every night. And it's not like that's something I have control over. So I said all that to say that this deep sleep is responsible for the body's chance to do cellular repair and clean out, and that is what gives you mental sharpness. Number 5. A year ago, I began adding more complex carbohydrates to my diet because they are an excellent source of fiber. Fiber has become the thing for not only for us older adults and our health, it's all over the internet now, the importance of getting enough fiber. And it does a lot more than keep you regular. It lowers your risk. I'm going to read this because this is good. It lowers your risk of developing heart disease, diabetes, and colorectal cancer. Basically, it lowers all-cause mortality risks. It even improves your mood and lowers your dementia risk. How much is enough? Well, for women over the age of 50, the recommended amount of fiber per day is 21 grams. And that's both kinds, soluble as well as insoluble fiber. So I eat more high-fiber foods like whole wheat, oats, quinoa, sprouted rice, nuts, seeds, as well as lots of vegetables and fruits with the skins. So don't peel that apple before you eat it. Eat the skins. Don't peel that peach, eat the skins. And it's because the fruit skins have more fiber and vitamins and antioxidants than the flesh. And it's soluble as well as insoluble fiber. Okay, got a little over enthusiastic there. Let me tone it down a bit and talk about number 6, which is spending quality time in nature. Since we have mild weather year-round where I live, spending time outdoors is easy. However, I live in a major city, so spending time outdoors in nature is not. Telephone poles, electrical tension wires, street lamps, and the noise pollution from cars and traffic and people. Ugh. So when I get a chance to get outside where there are trees, the shoreline, and quiet, and I can be more or less alone, I allow myself to be fully present to experience the sounds and smells and visual beauty of the natural world. When I lived in Virginia, our house had this beautiful deck and it backed up to woods. I always say that when we bought the house, I bought it for the deck and that view because I didn't get my single story, I didn't get my fireplace, but sitting on that deck every day at the end of the day or first thing in the morning and just listening to the birds chirping, the wind rustling through the trees, just at the time I didn't realize how important that was for my sense of security, my sense of self, and just feeling really, really good in the world and in my body. I really miss it, particularly the stress reduction. And that brings me to number 7, which is realizing the meaning, the true meaning of self-care as a tool to restore your well-being. It's more than a beauty ritual. It's acknowledging that we can't go 24/7 all day without paying a price. We have so many responsibilities pulling at us daily. And as my mother's 24-hour caregiver, the one reality of my life is that my time is not my own. Most of my to-do list is actually her to-do list, things that she wants done immediately. And sometimes it can feel like life and time are just spiraling out of control. I imagine it's probably similar if you are someone trying to raise a family when you have so many responsibilities, scheduling, commitments on top of feeding your family a healthy, nutritious meal and trying at some point to get some sleep. By the time you get around to your needs, you're too tired and you can experience overwhelm and burnout. I've learned over the last few years the importance of really stopping and attending to my needs alone. Realistically, I mean, there's still going to be stuff that needs to get done, but if I can just devote a section of the day, an hour of the day where it's, and sometimes you have to pare down. Sometimes there are certain responsibilities that you have that you just have to say, I'm not going to do these for the next few days because it's the only way that I can really take care of me. For example, I need a good amount of negative space. Too much visual clutter and I can't rest. My eyes don't know where to rest in a room and I get overstimulated. I needed to add calm to my space by removing and reorganizing. So I've been doing that over the last week. I needed to clear out built up mental and physical clutter, and I needed to redo or tweak my routine. So I encourage you to think about when you're starting to feel overwhelmed and stressed, just doing a little reset. To give yourself a little block of time, a little chunk of time where you devote yourself to doing everything that's good for you and just for you. If you've come this far, thank you so much. Before you leave, would you consider subscribing? I would love to know more about who's watching my videos, what you think, and I would love to have you join the Free Range Diva family of women who are very supportive of our collective journey to proactively live our best lives in our senior years. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or thoughts about this subject, please share them in the comments below. I would love to know if any of you are caregivers, and if so, what have you found to be the rewards and the challenges? Thank you again, and until I see you in my next video, I'm just going to wish you a wonderful day, wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye!